What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Nocterra issue number 12. I am super excited because Nocterra has returned. This story is going to be following Emory Riggs, the brother to Val. After everything that happened in the last story arc, he is the new leader of the Sundog Convoy. He and his crew have made a real new plan to reach Eos. But to do that, they must battle through shades that they have never seen before. Scott Snyder is really stepping up the game in this post-apocalyptic world. The threats have never been greater, but they are on a mission to save the world. The only question now, what will stand in their way from bringing back the light? So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so we are jumping into issue number 12 of Nocterra, and I am so glad that this story is back. I have loved every single issue of this. If you guys didn't check out the one-shot that came out a couple months ago, I highly recommend that you go do so. But this story is picking up with M making his way down the road with the convoy. 3 months ago, they had picked up the girl named Bailey. They believe that she carries the key to bringing back the light, an equation her grandfather had written down. Her grandfather being one of the main scientists responsible for the experiment that brought the darkness to Earth. And a few days ago, Val, Amora's sister, she gave her life to keep the mission going. And so now he is leader of the Sundog Convoy. As we see them making their way down the road, they are being attacked by shades of all kind. This includes some Megas. This is the third Omega that has attacked them. They are becoming more frequent and more common. With Bell lighting up the sky, this gives them the opportunity to make it to the location of where they are going. They are headed to Argus. They call it Argus after the Greek monster with 1,000 eyes. This place used to be an observatory, but then they used those powerful telescopes and they turned them into magnifying glasses. They use this to magnify the light, sticking them through the walls like cannons. These are the ultimate weapon against the shades. These are capable of bringing down every manner of shade. But as they get closer to Argus, they see that they are not firing these cannons. They don't know what is happening, but the situation is dire. As one of these Megas picks up their rig, it looks like they are about to be taken away, but that is when they see Argus move. It moves and it sends out the most blinding light anybody has ever seen. It shoots this light in all directions. Every single Mega that is here gets cut down. And when M goes to say, "What the heck were you guys waiting for?" that is where we see the shadow silhouette of Val, apologizing to her brother but saying that she had just got here. M surprised that she is even still alive. The two embrace. M had truly thought that he had lost her. And while everybody in the Sundog Convoy, they come up, they greet her, they give her hugs, everybody's so happy to see her alive. But Val has brought someone along with her, bringing the man by the name of Diggs along with them so that they can learn everything they possibly can about Eos. He says that it is really like the pyramids, or maybe even comparable to a medieval cathedral, something that has taken generations to build. They picked the site of the location for Eos back in the 1800s. They picked it because it receives the most direct sunlight on an annual basis. The construction on Eos started in the 1930s. Half of the underground atomic testing done was done in the 40s, and it was to make room for Eos. On the inside, the design is spherical. It is over a mile in diameter. It's like a moon or a miniature planet hidden underground. They have been building this thing for over 100 years. The math that this is based on, the equations that Bailey's grandfather had completed, they are thousands of years old, passed between civilizations. The mission has always been bringing God's light to Earth, reaching the first Terra. The rumor is that this base has 3 rings to it. An outer layer. This is like a prism with a small amount of lux, just enough to keep people human and healthy. This is a haven where most inhabitants live. Then there's the inner ring, with more lux than any prism. A smaller number of higher-ups live there. And then at the very core, that is pure lux shining. A center where no one but the founders of Eos have ever lived. It is a total mystery. This thing is like the Ark, but unlike Noah, they didn't build it to escape a flood that was inevitable. They caused the flood. They did it to power their Ark. And so if you think you're gonna go up there and just knock on the door and get let in, all of them are out of their minds. And they're not listening because this thing is pretty much impenetrable. And then there is still the monster that is patrolling the area. They are unaware of this, but Val knows very well. They have been doing surveillance. They have been checking everything out. What is more important is what happened here. When they viewed the security tapes from Argus, what they saw is that human shades had overrun this place. And just like they have been doing everywhere else, instead of murdering everybody, they have been dragging them off and they have been turning into shades. The only thing about this new shade, it can turn people into a shade instantly. Now before, it used to take weeks, sometimes days, depending on the severity. But with this new shade, we see that humans are turned in an instant. Within seconds, they have transformed into these monsters. They start referring to this as the Harbinger. Now Diggs really wants to just hide out somewhere and ride all of this out. But the Sundog convoy, they are on a mission to save the world. That nothing is going to stand in their way. When M says that Val is going to lead them to victory, this is where Val says that she is not in charge anymore. She is the sheepdog. She is the one that guards the flock. Bailey is the sheep, the sacred lamb with the equation in her head. And M, he is the shepherd. He started this whole trip. He is the leader of Sundog Convoy. He knows the mission, and the mission is to save the freaking world. And so they take one of the light cannons and they load it up onto their rigs. They hide their rigs underneath massive corpse of the Megas. They have 15 miles to Eos. If their coordinates are right, they will be there in a matter of 20 minutes. As M finds himself lost in thought driving down the road, Val screams at him to hit the brakes. When he does, what they see standing before them are shades. There is about 50 of them, but they don't seem to be attacking. They seem to be waiting for somebody to give them orders. In the back, they see something is moving. That thing is the new shade. When Diggs tells them to open the door, he says that he'll do it himself. He jumps out of the vehicle and he tries running. But that shade grabs hold of him and everybody watches as he turns into a shade instantly. With Val screaming out saying to show yourself. That whatever you are out there commanding these shades, show your face. And just then the monster did show itself. The shades parted and it showed this furious creature, one that is very familiar to the Sundog convoy, because as the shades part, what they see is none other than Blacktop Bill. And he is now in control of these shades in a way that he never could be before. Whether he is friend or foe, we're gonna have to find out in the next issue. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Definitely a fun issue. I am so excited to be jumping back into Nocterra. This is hands down one of my favorite indie comics. Page for page, comic for comic, I have loved all of it. There hasn't really been much of a complaint from me besides the fact that I would love more pages. But that's always my complaint with almost every single comic. If I had it my way, every single comic book would be 30 pages with no ads. No ad pages, I should say. That way we're just getting absolutely fun, full stories. But that's always my complaint. Like I said, this series has been absolutely phenomenal. It has been on hiatus for quite a little time now. So I'm glad to see that Nocterra is back with a brand new story arc, and I am so excited to see where Scott Snyder is going to bring us. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you would like to get caught up on everything that has been going on with Nocterra, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything that has been going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from loyalty badges to getting comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you are unable to do that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.